When I first learned about Iran, like most people, I was exposed exclusively to stuff like this. But as I started to look closer, I started to see a much different Iran than what the Islamic Republic regime represents. The reaction in Iran to the news about a potential deal is a good example of what I'm talking about. Immediately following the news of this deal with the West, people lined up to greet Foreign Minister Zarif as he returned from Switzerland. They spent all night celebrating the potential lifting of sanctions and closer ties with the West. So what's going on here? Is Iran this, or is it this? A while back I reached out to 25 Iranians on Facebook. These were people between the ages of 21 and 35 who lived all over the country. I started following them and realizing that they were totally normal people. They posted cat videos and took pictures of their food and talked about clothes and sports and took plenty of selfies. I never once saw a dogmatically religious post, and I certainly never saw anything anti-Western. I started to realize that there was a big difference between what I had studied about this regime and what the people were actually like. These were people who were born after the 1979 revolution. They were not a part of the emotion and the zeal that brought about the current Iran and all of its hostilities towards the West. Instead, they grew up in an environment of increasing seclusion from the world on one hand, while gaining huge access to the world through the internet on the other hand. So in today's Iran, people are less likely to hate Americans. In my effort to befriend Iranians on Facebook, I didn't have a single person reject my friend requests. In fact, most of them sent me a message telling me how happy they were to connect and how they would love to talk more about our different cultures. Politics wasn't a big part of this conversation. So no matter how easy it is to label Iran as this pariah nation bent on hardline religious fundamentalism, remember that while there are definitely supporters of that ideology, there's a whole nother side to this country that we rarely see. Most Iranians are normal people living normal lives. They want to connect, they want to feel safe, and they want peace as much as you and I do. That's something I think we could afford to talk about a little bit more.